Subscribe, hype, like, and donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic Sean's View End, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash Sean's View End.
I'm going to tell you what, viewers, fans, and subscribers, to say that the last 24 hours in WWE has not been kind to its superstars and its fans would be the understatement of the year, in my estimation. Now, I want your review of SmackDown last night, but how could you focus? How could you watch? How could you get into SmackDown knowing that over 20-plus elite WWE superstars across all three brands. Yeah, because now it is kind of bland. After you have the entire Wyatt Sicks wiped out, and now new rumored names are making the list. We are hearing, according to those that know, in addition to the confirmed list of WWE superstars that are no longer with the company, that received their pink slip, that weren't even on SmackDown, and you want to talk about a slap in the face. Listen to what the WWE did last night. Knowing that the entire Wyatt Sicks family was released and gone from the company, can you imagine what happens next? During SmackDown, during a commercial break, you want to know what the WWE did? You want to know what World Wrestling Entertainment did? Knowing that the Wyatt Sicks are no longer with us, the Joe Gacy's of the world, the Uncle Howdys of the world, the Erick Rowans of the world, the Nikki Crosses of the world. You want to talk about adding salt to the wound. You want to talk about poking a mean dog with a sharp stick. The WWE had the audacity, or TKO, because I know TKO's behind this as well as the game Triple H. Triple H is also behind these diabolical releases, okay? And we're going into the summertime now, guys. Let's get into the report, because there's a lot to talk about with these releases and new releases and rumored releases and who's gonna be having the fat trimmed, because the WWE's doing that. They are cutting the fat, is the WWE. But I'll tell you what, these releases yesterday, this may have been, in my opinion, this could have been the most shocking releases in the history of WWE since they started doing spring clean out. But yeah, the WWE last night had the audacity to actually air a Wyatt Sicks commercial, a promo. And, well, how could you do that, WWE? How could you even air a promo promoting the Wyatt Sicks, the Wyatt family, knowing that you just released the entire family, the whole group? Absolutely unbelievable, viewers, fans, and subscribers. I cannot believe the audacity of TKO, WWE. But again, we are receiving word, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and newsletters, that the game Triple H was actually behind this along with TKO. It was the game's call to release these WWE superstars. Now, we are receiving word of new names that are going to be added to the list in addition to the 20-plus names that were already released yesterday following WrestleMania 42. Now, this is one of those things that is very detrimental to the wrestlers. Now, I'm just hoping. Now, we are receiving word right now, according to those in the know. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss one upload. And remember, make sure that all notifications are turned on. Make sure that bell is shaded in. I want to let you know about this right now. There's now rumored names that could be added to the list, and we'll tell you why that could be. We're going to run it down right now. According to the dirt sheets, the websites, and newsletters, according to online speculation, Bronson Reed could be added next to be released from WWE following SmackDown and WrestleMania 42. And you would probably say, well, why? How could that be? He's the future of the WWE. He's going to be one of the building blocks of World Wrestling Entertainment. And to that, I would say you are right. But he is very injury prone. The injury bug always seems to get Bronson Reed. So he's a man, he's a guy that you don't be shocked, don't be surprised if he's on the chopping block. Another name that could very well be released, according to those that know, although this could not come at a worse time for this guy because he's building momentum. He's actually now become entertaining. We all know how horrible his debut was. We already know how horrible and how controversial his first night was in the WWE. But according to rumors, again, this is a rumored name. We got the confirmed list. We got the confirmed names, 100% gone. But now these are the rumored names. Bronson Reed and Danhausen. Now, Danhausen is doing great backstage as it concerns, money-wise, as it concerns merchandise. The WWE are very impressed with him, so why would the WWE get rid of him? Well, because the fact of the matter is, as entertaining and as compelling as he is, and a lot of fans are saying, well, this is the reason why we watch WWE SmackDown now is because of Danhausen and because of his storyline and because of the angle that they currently got him in. But the reason that they would release him is because he would not be a constant WWE superstar, and he would be released in the fact of not as a released wrestler, not as a released talent, but he could be released as a wrestler according to those in the know. And then you see the releases of one. Now, some people are saying, how did Jade Cargill escape the release? How did Titus O'Neil escape the release? How did an R-Truth escape the release this time around? Now, as you can see, Zelina Vega gone, Aleister Black gone. Again, the entire Wyatt family, Sicks gone. Zelina Vega gone. I mean, again, out of all the releases in WWE history in a single day, in 24 hours, in my estimation, this is the most shocking list of all time. Now, how would you feel about the rumored names of Bronson Reed being released because he's injury prone and he's always having to get surgery and he's always having to need time off? Now, we are receiving word, according to those in the know, that this list is not done because while it may not be done, there could be other inclusions, okay? Because, there are WWE stars right now that are walking on eggshells backstage. I mean, what about the Motor City Machine Guns being released? Now, it's not one of those questions where you should ask, well, who do you want to see released? Who should go next? Because then when a wrestler loses their contract, when they're fired, when they're let go, when they're released, you got to understand, how are they going to provide? How are they going to put food on the table? Well, luckily, in 2026, there are TNA, AEW, ROH, NJPW, multiple independent wrestling promotions around the world, but obviously they don't pay as much as WWE would. So that is yet another problem that can impact these wrestlers' careers. So there are other avenues. There are other destinations, and that is why they always say that when you become a professional wrestler, you should always have a backup plan. You should always have a plan B just in case it doesn't work. The other issue is these WWE stars that get released from the company, sometimes it's not just that easy to find work and find a job because at that stage of the game, they are also looking at their name, their longevity. They're looking at more money, and these independent promotions may not be able to provide that for them like the WWE did. And of course, you're talking about sponsorships, you're talking about merchandise, you're talking about autograph signings. I mean, you're talking about your likeness, you're talking about your image, and you're talking about the fact that you cannot use your name. That's the next big problem with these. When you get released from the WWE, it's not like you can use your WWE name to go into another promotion unless your name is like a Cody Rhodes, or your name was like a Scott Hall, the late great Scott Hall, or the late great Hulk Hogan. So, I mean, there's many variables that go into this, viewers, fans, and subscribers. And right now, the WWE is making a lot of noise, but I want your thoughts, your comments. And let me tell you something about these wrestlers that were released. If I had a lot of money, I'm going to tell you the first thing I would do. All these 20-plus wrestlers that were released, you can literally make your own wrestling company. You can literally form your own wrestling promotion just off these 20-plus releases. That is what I would do if I was a millionaire or a billionaire. I would create a new promotion under these wrestlers that were just released yesterday, because you have a who's who of professional wrestling at that stage of the game. Many more to come. Subscriber on the clock. I will never stop for the viewers, the fans, and the subscribers. As Goldberg would say, who's next? Well, I hope nobody. Later.